Good morning. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. No intro today because I am a piss poor time management person. But we're going to be talking about Sony's rumored handheld that they're going to be bringing to the market. I can't see a reason they would do that, but that is a rumor. Apparently, it's happening or is not happening. Next, we're going to be talking about the issues that Sony is having with Kadokawa. So it looks like they might have to be more strategic with this if they do in fact want to purchase Kadokawa, and then all the other issues follow after that with the monopoly and all that good stuff. So we'll be talking about that, and then lastly we're going to be talking about a heartwarming story coming out of Gearbox of all places, where a terminally ill fan got a chance to play an early iteration of Borderlands 4. So all great stuff, but I'm joined by the smartest people on YouTube. So let's get over to our panel. Oh my gosh.
Good morning.
That was good. That was a good
That
intro.
was great.
Good morning, guys.
Happy Saturday, everyone, and everybody in the States. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Freaking, you guys have Box Day, don't you? Over in across the pond.
Boxing Day.
Yeah,
I think
that's after
I think
Christmas.
that's
Oh,
after
that's
Christmas.
that's after Christmas.
Yeah.
Yo, well early for
That used to be our Black Friday. Up here.
Oh, we've got Black Friday too. It's a thing here now.
I know, but we didn't have Canada didn't really do Black Friday.
That's great.
Like ours was, we would always have these crazy Boxing Day sales.
Yes.
So our quote unquote Black Friday was the day after Christmas.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Americans and your influence.
I blame
It's
Amazon.
okay. I took a shower yesterday. I opened my bedroom door. My daughter is standing there, holding one of my cats, going, "You ready?" And I was like, "For what?" And she was like, "Black Friday shopping." And I was like,
You know, I mean,
I
that's
had
when
my
you can get
PJs
the
on
deals.
and everything. I was ready to chill.
Yeah.
I've been so busy. And she was like, "You ready?" And I was like, "Hang on."
Yeah, save your money until Black Friday and then do all of your Christmas shopping
Yeah.
right then.
Mhm.
Do it online though, because it's absolutely nuts out there. We went out yesterday, you know, after Thanksgiving, and traffic was absolutely stupid. I regret doing it. I regret it. But no. My wife dragged me out. So anyway, yeah, that's I love my wife. But it was not a fun day. Not a fun day.
There's also the Steam sale. There's
Yeah.
the autumn sale. You don't have to go
I
anywhere.
love it.
You could just chill at home.
What? Are the items really on sale anywhere, or are they just saying it's on sale? Sorry, I'm just
Oh,
throwing it
yeah,
out
there's
there.
there's always that.
Yeah.
I'll be
Yeah,
honest, when I ventured out yesterday, I actually got a collectible of Majora's Mask. From the
Oh,
Legend of
yeah.
Zelda, so I'll
Right
have that
on.
up when I get things set up.
Yeah.
I was pretty
Yeah,
stoked
yeah.
because I got that on a steal,
Yeah.
you know, and I wasn't intending for anything. My daughter was just like, "We gotta go shopping," and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go over here because you're boring me." And
you found that locally?
That's crazy.
Really?
What was the name of the store?
it was actually at Target.
Oh shoot!
Mhm.
All right. Well,
Oh.
yeah. Target, they
Yeah.
have their times. I would see a lot of Walmart. This is at Walmart, but I see a lot of like movie genre stuff, like, you know, Jason figures and Predator figures. It's absolutely cool. You know, if we weren't like,
I love that stuff.
yeah, no, me too. I would pick up those figures if I could, but whatever.
Yeah.
So first, starting out, we have a couple of game trailers. I already spilled the beans to Nas on one of them. I wish I wouldn't have done that, so he'd be like super surprised. So we got it going.
What do you mean? I don't recall you mentioning anything. I can play them.
I love it.
Uh,
But this one looks like a lot of fun. It's supposed to be a hybrid of, I can't remember what the article said, but we'll get into it. I haven't watched it. This is going to be brand new for everyone.
awesome. I love that.
Yeah, right. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
Oh, I'm loving it already.
I like a bit of chess.
I just want to understand the connection between the two scenes. You got Aunt May here, and
Big Daddy from Bioshock.
that space horror game, Dead
Space.
Dead Space, thank you.
This looks like past meets future. Oh, you bloody.
Oh, that does look like Big Daddy.
I already want this game.
It does. Is that checkmate? I didn't see if that was
I don't think I would want to checkmate this guy. He doesn't seem like he would take losing all that well.
That thing looks like that hybrid from the new Alien movie.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Oh no.
Oh, he was checkmate.
Now he's gonna checkmate her. That's me when I lose right there. Oh my god. No, I am May.
I don't know what's going on, but it looked good.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, we got gameplay. Okay.
Oh yes. Yeah. This game looks amazing right now.
It also reminds me of that PS5 game. Is it Returnal or something like that? It reminds me of that. I think
Yeah.
it was a Returnal.
Right on. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I can see that.
Here we go. Oh, that's still on. But anyway, dude, I gotta
That
say,
looks wicked.
everything about this looks amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It seems like this person like came in from the future to the past,
Mm.
and it was like, if I win, you know, you don't like suck my brain out or whatever he was doing.
That's
Okay.
hilarious.
Or whatever, you know, like she was like checkmate, and then he was just like right here, watcha.
Yeah.
Like freaking creepy space Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, so this is the same. This is the same team behind the Silent Hill 2.
Gotcha.
That just
Okay.
came out.
Oh,
That's
right.
right.
Okay.
Oh, it's okay. So I know that Bluebird, they're big on like remakes for like other games. Am I right? Is this their first game that they're coming out with? Because you know what? I'm gonna Google that. Sound like an absolute idiot. But I gotta ask you guys, Atmosphere, the way that it looks, I mean, it looks so clean. Does the story
looks-
intrigue you?
It looks super clean. It looks intriguing. Like it makes you want to jump into this game and figure out all the secrets and figure out why.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, some of this stuff's in zero gravity. Where did these alien hybrids come from?
Yeah.
What's with the old lady? Like,
Yeah. Why is he shooting
was
grandma?
I was like,
happening
come on,
with that?
man, why are you here?
I like
I
that.
love it. I
Me
love
too.
it.
It looks.
I
cool.
love
I like
it.
the
His
gameplay,
hands all
yeah.
bloody too, and you're just like, oh,
Wait.
goodness.
Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
One of those floating things was a chessboard. I wonder if that's.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah, he moves the chessboard out of the way first, and then that thing comes running out. That part right there. She's like, ooh, triumph. And then he's like, stop it.
I wonder if there's a story where, like, I don't know, she's like raised him or made him or her like the person that
Okay.
they are.
Maybe.
I just wonder. Yeah.
She's the villain of this story.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I'm looking
twist.
forward to it. So Bloober Team apparently they made The Medium, which I thought looked like a really interesting game. It got a mid reviews, but I thought it looked really cool.
I don't know. Sometimes things that have bad reviews or mid reviews are some of my favorite ones.
Right on. Yeah,
Like,
freaking
I don't know. If a critic like slams it, most of the time I want to check it out because I usually love what they slam.
right on. Right on. Well, Blooper Team, if they're behind that, I haven't got a chance to even backseat game that. Is another one in the backlog, the one I really wanted to play, but
It's interesting. I'm
it
just
is what
looking
it
at
is.
their what they have. I'm looking at what they have listed on Steam, and they started out with like puzzle platformers in 2014. Amen and Amen 2,
Yeah.
and then Brawl, which what was this? Action Arcade.
I think I know what Brawl was. Yeah.
And then actually Loki in chat just mentioned
Oh.
the very bland Layers of Fear games, which
Oh.
We
Wow.
you
gotta
might
have
be more
Loki
familiar with
on.
that.
We
They're
gotta have
psychological horror.
Loki's been helping us out here in chat.
Loki plays a lot of games,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and he's an equal opportunity gamer. He'll play games that
Yes.
I mean I wouldn't touch.
Yeah.
That's why I really like appreciate his opinion on whenever he does
Yeah.
comment. And just for anyone who's looking forward to it, it's coming out in 2025 on Steam, PS5, Xbox, X and S. Wish list now. It does look like a really interesting playthrough. So I'm not even like a Dead Space guy, but this looks really interesting. I did like the look of Calypso Protocol. That one got bad reviews too, but I still haven't played it. Another backlog game.
I think I played some of it, but I went ahead and deleted it for now because I just have so much to do.
Yes. Yep.
So
That's
we'll see.
how it goes. It's like I'm actually looking forward to getting older and my kids getting older so I can play video games again.
Yeah.
Because with them so young, it's like it's just so much
Yeah,
attention
it's
they need
pretty
it.
much all you can play is Nintendo, like Mario.
Right. Yeah.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
That's not a bad thing. I loved it. I remember playing the new Super Mario Wii game, and my poor kid was so sick. He was so miserable, and I was like holding him on my lap, and he was laying on my chest. And I booted it up, and suddenly he just like kind of perked up. You could see he was still lethargic, but he was just like all about that game. I was like, well, if I didn't know that, I'd put this on for you earlier, man. Like, I bought him like a tiny little like off-brand Wii remote that he could carry around because he was like, one. It was so cute.
Yeah.
So
Right
cute.
on. Do you guys remember what's that one? It was like a Resident Evil, but it was the dinosaur one. Well, I can't remember. Dino. What was it?
Resident Evil.
It wasn't Dino Crisis, was it?
Yes, Dino Crisis.
That's what I
Thank
was
you.
thinking, Dino Crisis.
Dino Crisis. So it looks like this game is bringing it to like back to the forefront. Everyone's been wanting a remake of Dino Crisis. Everyone wants that. I want that. But we haven't gotten that yet. But this one, I think this is as close as you're gonna get to it. So let's take a look at this one. I even like the aesthetic of it. It looks really, really cool. But you guys let me know what you think.
Check it out.
I'm not gonna lie, that looked like a flamingo.
It did.
One of those pink flamingos. It didn't look threatening at all. Oh.
Yeah,
I mean,
This music choice for this trailer
I like the music.
does not. I like the music. It just does not match what's showing. in this
I was
video.
thinking the exact same thing. It's not dynamic. Like, it's very still.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm with Nas on that. The theme song was great, but I just didn't match the gameplay.
Didn't have the
That's
game
hilarious.
trailer.
Yeah, it's like you're hearing all this like rock, you're like headbanging, and you're like, yeah, and you just
Yeah.
see.
I want to see flashes. I want to see
Yeah,
fire. I want to see nonstop action. Right? But
Yeah,
I gotta admit, okay, this one it could use a lot more work, a lot more work. As
That's
far
really
as
good.
being a successor to Dino Crisis, I mean it's better than nothing. However, I will say,
Is it a successor or is it
No,
like
well,
a
spiritual
successor?
successor. Yeah, spiritual successor. It could be a lot more fast paced. Clean. You can clean up a lot of the graphics. Not be so slow moving. It's really slow. But this one right here,
Yeah.
this shot was awesome. I like that shot. And let me stop on this one person's face. It was brutal. It was brutal. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it needs a lot. Oh, did you see that?
And then that random shot in there. Who's this?
I have no idea. However, that's really bad. That's really bad. Oh man.
I mean, the badge is going through the shirt.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not good.
Oh yeah.
That's the tester right there.
Oh, shots fired.
I know. Across the bow. Yeah, I tell you
And
what.
Ubisoft.
Okay, it's definitely not perfect. I love where their head's at. It's got to be more fluid, more fast paced. The character models have to get better, a lot better. And it doesn't look like this was oh god dang it. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can find it. But I saw a tutorial from an Unreal Engine 5. It was showcasing like where they are with water. So it was like a tunnel going through the water and coming back out, and it looked absolutely amazing. I don't think they use Unreal Engine for this. But I mean, it is kind of expensive once you get to a certain level, you know, so I get why not everyone's using it, but whatever.
It's one of those though. You can have the engine, but you need the skill.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they have it. They've got it. This doesn't look bad. This Spinosaurus doesn't look. It looks halfway decent. It looks pretty good. It's just holy crap, man.
It's hard to get a sense for what type of game this is though from the trailer.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do like a slower paced, you know, moving around like a quiet place, but with dinosaurs,
Paleophage.
and that would work.
Yeah.
I wouldn't use heavy metal in the trailer. That's a stupid idea.
Yeah,
You'd have to have like a different kind of music. So it's really, I mean, just without looking at the Steam page, without knowing anything else, I'm like, what the hell is this game?
I'm gonna see if there's any so paleo.
It seems like the vision is there.
Yes.
Like, I mean, if they picked the song, which hit, I just think maybe if we saw better clips, if it was more fast paced, more dynamic, as Naz was saying, lights flashing, dinosaurs coming at you, you shooting up all these dinosaurs, it would look much better. But it just seemed it looked like we were watching a game through a campaign through a trailer. That's what it seemed like to me.
Yeah.
Well, it's also, you gotta show some sort of context as to what this would be. It's like, how are you in modern times was like right here on, and there's dinosaurs you're fighting. Like, what happened? Where are you? Where did they come from? Type thing. What's the objective?
How would like a modern military force go up against like actual dinosaurs?
Yeah,
that's an interesting idea.
Awesome, yeah.
I mean, they've explored that in movies and I guess to an extent video games.
I mean, basically, I'd scream and run as best I could. Just shooting behind me, not even looking. Like,
Do they not have massive scorpions as well? Like,
that's what it looked like. I was like,
So.
Here's another trailer. Let's see if it can kind of redeem itself. I picked this because it looked like Dino Crisis. And I love that it looked like that, but it has none of what I thought it
like
would.
Some sort of muscle, blood, DNA type thing happening. But what happened? Like, you got people Jurassic Parking it.
It's just way too slow.
Oh, it looks really stiff, doesn't it?
Yes. Yep.
I mean, I don't want to be too.
I mean, they're trying. So I mean, don't get me wrong. That's awesome. Like, I couldn't do as good as they just did, but.
The idea is there. Yeah. You can see the idea is there.
Oh yeah,
it just needs more.
For the right price, would you guys give this a shot?
Oh, define right price.
I'd at least try a demo.
Okay, that's fair. That is fair. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I don't know. I don't know that I would. I'm not seeing anything that's impressing me, really.
Gotcha. Right on. I
mean, that face model right there looked like something out of PS1.
Yeah.
PS2, maybe.
Yeah. I see it.
Anyway.
And I'm fine with that if that's the overall aesthetic you're going for. right? But if you've got like very detailed looking dinosaurs, and then the actual face of the character that you're playing as looks like something out of the first Resident Evil, it's kind of a mismatch to me.
Yeah.
And just the pacing of this game, I don't know. I'd have to know more before I invested either time or money into this.
Gotcha. That's fair. That's fair. I feel you on that. All right. Well, they can't all be winners. I'm sorry. I saw it and I was like, oh, this looks interesting.
Well, it's constructive criticism,
Yeah.
you know, like, so it's not, you know.
Oh yeah. So I mean, just I guess to let the whoever, you know, these I didn't even get the studio that made this.
It's Log Dev,
Oh my
and
gosh,
on
nice.
Steam, this is their only project. So either they're a new studio or they've just never released on Steam before.
Yeah. Okay. Right on. Well,
And unfortunately, because of their name, it's very difficult to find anything out about them. Log Dev.
yeah.
That,
Google that and see what comes up.
yeah.
Will or don't. It might be something naughty.
So
who
No. It's not gonna be naughty. It's just
It
like
wouldn't be that. It would be
you'll just get like countless
Don't
links
look
to
up Wicked.
devlogs.
That's for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Devlogs are just. Ugh.
Right on. Okay. So, log dev, like where your head's at. You know, we just need to see a little more put into it next time, because apparently this is already out. But Bloober Team, it looks like you got a hit on your hands. It could be a Dead Space or it could be a Calypso Protocol. Who's to say at this point? I can't wait till it comes out to at least check it out. All right. Let us move on. This one's kind of cool. I like this one just because, you know, what's his name? Helldivers 2 hasn't really gotten enough shine, I don't think, because, you know, Sony didn't think that this was going to be a hit, so they didn't advertise it a lot. They didn't give you any, like, you know, gimmicky Sony stuff like a controller or anything like that. But looks like they've changed their tune on this, and now I gotta say I really like the look of this controller. Not gonna lie.
Ooh.
Yeah, they
That's pretty cool
finally
looking.
coming out with something for them. So
Hold up.
Yes.
They gave Concord a controller
they did.
before Helldivers 2.
They did.
Wow.
What?
Seems like they'll push it the wrong game.
I know. Yeah. Shoot. If they would, if
Concord is dead.
what's his name? Oh gosh, what's the one half of their CEOs right now? I can't remember.
Something Ryan.
There's Totoki. No, Jim Ryan's gone.
Yeah.
Herman Hulst.
Herman Holst. So if Herman Holst.
Somebody else is retiring after 30 years now.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about
Oh,
him
yeah, I
too.
saw that.
We've got
Okay.
one for I can't remember his
Gotcha.
name, but we'll talk about it. After 31. Yeah, he's taking off. He likes where everything is at. He's like, I can let go and be okay. But
Yep.
Herman Holst.
Maybe he sees the which way the wind is blowing.
Oh my
Maybe.
goodness.
But
If it's the guy I'm thinking of, there's rumor that he's going Xbox.
you think he'll make that change?
Well, I don't know. I saw a comment on X, and then I think he didn't confirm nor deny it,
Oh,
but he
okay.
laughed at it. So I was like,
that's
that was
hilarious.
very interesting. If it's the same guy, because Phil Spencer tagged him, and then he replied with that. So if it's the same guy,
So he did say he's really big into indies, you know. So he'll keep going to like the indie showcases and things like that and trying to promote them, which I think is absolutely dope. But if he is making a change to go over to Xbox,
if it's the
geez.
same guy, if it's the same guy.
Actually, Loki in chat just raised a good point, and it's one that I kind of agree with. He might take the Sean Layden route and go to Tencent.
Oh.
It's possible.
I would have to ask, like, how old was Sean Layden when he like left PlayStation though? Because this guy, he's up in age, you know. I know he's we'll get to it, but he's way older. He's been there for 31 years, and finally,
Yeah, he may actually be legitimately retiring.
yeah. So, I mean, but yeah. Wonder. Oh my gosh,
We'll
Sean
find out.
Layden, that guy. He's never been more in the news than he is now, which is crazy to me. Absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
But so this is GG. Shout out to GG. This is coming from Vladislav Nuvnov. What?
Oh.
Nuzhnov. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, so apparently they wrote that Sony was rumored to release the DualSense Edge gamepads and Pulse headphones for PlayStation 5 and Black soon. However, there are also rumors about the version of the game. Okay, so what's happening right now? Am I in the right article? Anyway, Helldivers is getting a freaking controller. Let's move
That's
on.
pretty cool. If it's like every other special edition PlayStation controller, though, like we have no hope of getting it, so.
It's just it's a little late.
Yeah, 100%. But I know that some people will definitely buy this. They're keeping it alive pretty good. You know, their Helldivers numbers are doing pretty good. You know, so I don't see why they wouldn't. So these, you know,
maybe they're putting it out because they realized how successful Helldivers really is.
Oh, they should have done that.
Would have been more successful if they didn't screw with it.
Yeah, Herman Hell's Concord was his baby, and you know they just threw Helldivers.
I'll
Was that the
touch it
whole?
then.
Hmm?
Sony trying to force the and Loki again was on point with this, but we talked about this a while ago. The whole forcing the PSN requirement for Helldivers, killing its momentum.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that was it. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And I'm strictly, you can do it obviously because that's how they released Helldivers. You can do it without the PSN requirement. It is Sony getting their greedy little fingers trying to get their good lord, their fingers on these players. Oh jeez. And get them in front of their PlayStation Store. You know, get them into the PlayStation Store.
Doing that.
Me either. They should get rid of it.
PlayStation Network, like that's not cool.
They should get rid of it altogether.
I
Let
just
people
think the
play
way
this.
that they went about it was the stupidest possible way.
Oh, absolutely.
You could have
It's crappy.
you could have done it in a way that and I think I said this at the time too when we were talking about this. You could have done it in a way that it was the customer's idea to sign up, and you didn't. You forced the issue,
Yeah.
and PC users are like, no, we don't want this. We reject it. We reject you. Screw off.
Yeah. Give them an option. Give us an
whole thing
option.
is,
You know.
most developers will have like their own like account type pages for their games. Like why even the PlayStation Network? Like I don't understand why y'all are pushing that.
For your safety, Gigi. For when you're
It's
playing a
not
single
That's what
player
they
game.
say. And, you know.
So you can't be harassed when you're playing a single player game.
I'll tell you what.
I mean,
Okay.
what a way to kill momentum, though, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
just
It's like, oh, by the way,
Like-
you need to log into
Yeah.
PSN if you want to play this game. It's like,
I
dude,
know.
I don't.
If it's not broken,
Yes.
don't
Yeah.
fix it.
Yes. Yes. It's like,
Just
it's
leave it.
like I'm a PC gamer. I'm not an Xbox guy. I'm not a PlayStation guy. I just find this game really interesting. I don't want to be part of that ecosystem. If you make it look
Yeah.
nice, if you just say, give me an option, maybe I'll click on it and see what other games you have, and maybe
Yeah.
I'll peruse your store and buy something, but don't make me do it.
Here's the thing. You
Yeah.
could do it in so many different ways too.
Mm-hmm.
You could give people a gear for their specific Helldiver.
Yes.
Just unlockables
that's
that
what
way.
I'm thinking,
Give
like,
people
they need
10% off.
benefits.
Yeah.
Give people 10% off of this very controller that you're trying to sell. There's so
Mhm.
many different opportunities. There's so many ways that you have of bringing people into your ecosystem
Mm-hmm.
where you're not forcing them to.
Right.
And Sony is too stubborn and pig-headed
Yeah. They're
to
arrogant.
see anything else.
Oh, they're arrogant over there. It's
I mean, that's why-
absolutely nuts.
That's
It's
why I
crazy.
signed up for stuff like the Ubisoft account and other accounts like on these game accounts that you've got for individual games or developers of these individual games and stuff like that. Like that's how I ended up with most of my accounts. Like
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I was going to get something extra. I was going to get a benefit from being a member. And
Yeah.
it's like, they didn't tell me I had to or I couldn't play this game. If you tell me something like that, the science streak is going to kick in and I'm going to be like, well, F you, I'm out. Like,
Did you guys, let me.
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys something?
Mhm.
Like, did you guys ever have this when you were like, I don't know, when you were turning 18 or when you were in your early adult years,
I'm
and
too
people would
old
try to
to
get
remember
you. What's that?
that. I said I'm too old to remember 18.
Well, we'll try. Just do your best.
Yes.
But people would try to, a credit card company would try to sell you on getting a credit card, and they'd give you like a hat or a T-shirt or tickets to something, some sort of trivial
incentive.
Yeah. Get you to sign.
You used to drink Coke and pull the red tabs, and then they have a place where you could go get all this swag that they would give out. It was awesome.
Yeah, not quite the same thing I'm talking about. This was just something that they would.
I'm just saying, like, it's just give people something, give them an incentive.
A trivial little thing, just to get a signature so they can get a credit card. That's all you got to do. You're not forcing them at gunpoint to sign up for this, because people will resist.
Right.
You just don't get how stupid they can be.
Yeah. I will comment on the Ubisoft thing here in a second, but Loki, he says it's to boost their PSN numbers for investors. That is also very true. You know, it's kind of like what Game Pass is doing. You know, they don't record any, as far as I know. I mean, they probably do, but they're not letting the public know about their numbers as far as consoles. We can only speculate, but they are super excited to tell you all about their Game Pass numbers, subscriptions. You know what I mean? So they're very forthcoming with that. PSN, I assume, are the same way. However, so Ubisoft, I read an article that they're being sued now for their, come back to work orders for employees. That's crazy. And also, a new Windows 11 update is breaking their Assassin's Creed, some of their Assassin's Creed games, and Star Wars Outlaws. So they are kind of, I think they're urging people who have those games on their computers not to update. So Ubisoft's kind of feeling the pain. I was gonna include it, but I think a little footnote's fine. Let's move on to Shuhei Yoshida to leave Sony Interactive Entertainment on January 15th, 2025. This is the guy.
Yeah, I'm Googling right now. I'm very
no plans for the future.
That's like who we grew up with in Sony.
Yeah, basically. So Sony Interactive Entertainment head of Indies, Shuhei Yoshida, will leave the company on January 15th after 31 years, he's announced. I'm leaving Sony Interactive Entertainment on January 15th. Gosh, they said that like 3 times. Why? As Yoshi said in an official PlayStation podcast interview, it's like announcing the launch date of a new game I haven't done for a long time. He continued, I've been with PlayStation from the beginning, and this is my 31st year with PlayStation. And when I hit 30 years, I was thinking, it may be about time for me to move on. The company's been doing great. Debatable. I love PlayStation 5. I love the games that are coming out of this platform. And we have new generations of management who I respect and admire. And I'm so excited for the future of PlayStation. So, PlayStation is in really good hands. I thought, okay, this is my time. Nas, I think, especially like when you need 2 CEOs, that doesn't scream confidence to me, for one. And 2, Herman Hulst, as of now, he hasn't been a great CEO. I don't know about the other half of that equation, but the guy that's supposed to be leading these studios, supposed to be giving us good games, he's kind of fallen short with that. The only really freaking good games have come by second and third party studios. So, and I haven't. Well, no. Do they own? What's the name of the studio that owns that built Astrobot? I don't think they.
Team Asobi.
It's Sony Interactive.
I thought it was Asobi.
Asobi, yes. I think aren't they a second party studio? I don't think that. I don't think they own them.
They're owned by PlayStation.
I might be.
Yeah.
Here.
Their first party studio for
Gotcha.
As far as the co-CEO thing that they did with PlayStation, I feel like it was more of these two really expected to get CEO, and that they were like, let's not rock the boat and lose these people at this moment, so we're gonna co-CEO. Like maybe this one's gonna be the CEO, but he needs training wheels, so this is our co-CEO. But as far as the games that are coming out, like in the last year since they've taken over, which it hasn't even been a full year yet,
right?
Those games are not this management.
No, that's
Well,
Jim Ryan.
well, I
Think
mean,
about it.
Herman Holtz had a big hand in bringing Concord in. That was his baby.
I'm sure he
Yeah.
did, but
Yeah.
that's like, there's everything that's going on as CEO now.
hmm
The games that are coming out really have nothing to do with that CEO position, is what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
kind of like you're still like when a new president comes in, there's still like a whole bunch of stuff happening from the previous, president and stuff. So like that first year or two, it's not really like all you. So can we really like blame the CEOs at this point, because everything that's coming out in the next year or two is stuff that's been in development for a while, way before they took over.
That's true.
We can
You're right,
get onto you for Concord, because why did you think that was such a good idea, or why did you change some things? Because when a game's in development for so long, you got to go back and kind of reevaluate some things.
Oh, 100%.
It
Well,
might not be the same thing that the market was back then.
Well, but the problem is Herman Holtz, he believed in this game wholeheartedly. You know what I mean? He was there for, for a lot of that. He's the one that was like, oh, I love it. I remember, I don't know if he put this on a blog or if he put this on X, but he said, I can't wait for people to play this game. It's awesome. And it's like, that doesn't really bode well. That doesn't, portray.
But he's always going to say that. Folks.
What's he
He's always
exactly
gonna
like?
say that.
What's he gonna say?
Yes.
Yeah.
However, we would want more so a game like, Black Myth Wukong. Say that game is awesome and bring it into the fold. And this really throws my belief of them in question. I used to believe that PlayStation did really good with picking studios and fostering that kind of their talents and bringing really good games out, right? I used to believe that.
Yeah.
Concord in one fell swoop like took all of that away, just because they believed in it so much. They thought it was going to be a freaking hit, and it failed so spectacularly that is like, oh wow, it's enough to like you have to build up people's confidence from that again. It's like, oh well, I guess they don't know how to pick studios. I guess they don't know.
I get what you're saying there, but at the same time, it's like this one really bad, stupid decision out of
$400 million too.
Years.
They could have built so many more games with that.
I do agree, but the Concord method's kind of like, for me, I'm just like, dude, y'all screwed up. Y'all gotta move on, pick on up, figure out your next move and learn from your mistake. I'm as far as the studios that I've seen them buy and the work that I've seen up until that point, it's always been fantastic. So I'm not losing my faith in them at this point, but I'm like, please don't make that mistake again. If they do it again, all right, well, what's wrong with you? What you thinking? Let's reevaluate who's in charge here.
Right.
I have a different point of view on this, though. I don't have any faith in them, period. And I don't care what
you
CEOs.
Never did.
Exactly. Well, no, that's not true. I used to.
Oh, what changed your mind about it?
Well,
yes.
Lots of things, lots of little things, and some big things. But eventually, when you come to realize that the people making the games don't necessarily care about the quality of the games that they're making, just the money they can get out of it, you start being as loyal to them as they are to you. At least that's my point of view. I don't care what president or what CEO's in charge. Sony is the name that's on the game.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
That's it. I don't care if it's Totoki. I don't care if it's Jim Ryan. I don't care if it's Herman Holst.
Yeah.
It's all Sony. If Sony's going to release a crap game, Sony released a crap game. And it gets me out of this whole thinking that, well, who was in charge at the time that this studio was tasked with creating that doesn't matter. I'm just the customer that's trying to play good games. I don't care who greenlit it way back when. I'm just the recipient of the end product.
Right.
That's all I care about.
So I guess I want to believe in PlayStation. It's kind of like with what do you call goodness gracious, the ones who created the Batman. Why can't I remember their names? You know what I'm talking about.
The
Rocksteady?
Arkham series.
Yes, Rocksteady.
Yeah.
Every time I think of that studio, it takes me to Ninja Turtles, and then I start thinking Rhino and all kinds of other stuff. But yes, Rocksteady. So it's like I want to believe that Rocksteady, I mean, even though there's like not a lot of people there from their glory days, I want to believe that they can still make good games. They have the framework. They have the framework there. They just need to follow the blueprint. It's when you get people in there that think they know better than the giants that came before them. That's like, oh, this isn't real art. This Arkham Asylum, you know, that's great, but let's talk about how, you know, Bruce Wayne is a billionaire white guy. It's like when you have
he's like fascist, don't you know?
Yeah, Blue Beetle.
The fascist who likes beating up on poor people is how I've heard some people refer to him as, which is the dumbest
It's
thing
absolutely
I've ever heard.
brutal. The man lost his family, and he's, you know, trying to make sure no one else loses their family.
But he's rich and he's white. We can't have him in a position where he's a hero. We have to destroy him.
Is that
Iron Man?
Is that
too.
the Gotham Knights game? Is it or something?
No, not Gotham. He's not in Gotham Knights. The Suicide Squad killed the Justice.
Right.
That.
Yes.
Yeah, that was just a ridiculous
Trash fire.
idea. Yeah, that was just.
But
Which
it just
incidentally,
wasn't
right now,
real.
you can get for 95% off.
No.
Nobody
Say.
wants to buy it.
But I say all of this. I say all of this to say, knowing who's at the helm kind of lets you know, it's like whether or not you can believe in this company anymore. And they they show you whether or not you should just move on, or if you should pay attention. Maybe they got another hit in them, you know. So
I don't know.
that's all I'm saying.
I understand your position.
Both sides of it.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
and to me, it's always been like Sony or Xbox made this. Like, it doesn't. Like, half the time, I don't even pay attention to the studios. I'm like, oh, it's on Xbox. It's Xbox involved. Like,
Yeah, they signed it off. I mean, ultimately, they signed it off, don't they? So
Yeah,
Sony and Xbox, they
so-
signed it off. So.
Yeah. Right on.
I don't have any faith in any of my favorite studios from the days of yore.
Yeah.
Because look at them,
the
Ubisoft.
days of
Yeah.
Ubisoft and how they've gone where they just can't buy a win at all, and nor do they deserve one really.
Yeah, exactly.
BioWare,
Yeah.
Obsidian now,
hmm
like the names don't mean anything.
Yeah.
It's the same studio in name only.
It's a sad
but
thing.
It's like you've got the same body of the same car that you've always loved, but everything under the hood is different.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's not the same vehicle.
And worse. Jeez.
So-
And that's it. So I gotta give
It's like
appreciation.
stripping a Corvette and putting a Honda Civic engine in it.
Mm.
I don't know. Anyway,
Yes.
moving
Yes.
on.
GG. So this is when I was managing PlayStation Studios, working with big studios making AAA games was great. However, when I went to events like E3 or Gamescom, I always went to the indie game area and found games that I liked, and oftentimes the developer was they're showcasing it. So I take a photo with the developer trying to help promote these games. As for what the future looks or future holds, Yoshida said when he has no plans yet, while he has no plans, that he would like to stay in the industry. So Loki might be right, but helping
He's like,
independent
I'm a
game developers.
consultant now.
Right.
Yeah,
now.
start his own-
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, he's got a lot of industry connections. He
Mhm.
could just either start his own indie publisher
Yeah.
or work with a well-established one as well. Those are other options too.
Y'all know he's going to Nintendo.
Mm,
I couldn't resist.
he's a free agent.
yeah, he is now.
Is
yeah,
it because he's Japanese? That's-
No, it's because PlayStation and Sony, or PlayStation and Sony and Nintendo teamed up, and that's how the PlayStation came to be. So that's always my joke: is the people that were there at the start. Like,
I feel a challenge coming on my
yeah,
Fox.
they're leaving. No, it's true though. Like,
How is it true?
Well,
Is
they-
that
so
bad?
they were-
Nintendo wanted like a disc drive,
Mhm.
and they had teamed up with Sony.
I feel like Lil
and
Bears
they-
told me this.
And they kind of had like this falling out or whatever. And
That's
so
Sega.
Sony was like,
That was Sega, not Nintendo.
no.
It was Sega.
Are you sure?
Ding ding.
Don't you dare.
It
Well-
was Sega and Sony. The exact story, but I want to say it was
Okay.
it was Sega.
I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
Why don't we all take bets on where we think he's going to end up?
I think
And we'll revisit in, I don't know, whenever his NDA expires.
Loki
Or his
makes it really
non-compete.
There you
good.
go. NDA and your non-compete.
Mhm. Loki makes
Okay.
it.
I mean,
yes.
someone.
I
sorry,
was
Katie, you
correct.
first.
Okay.
It
You what?
was Nintendo and Sony
Mm-hmm.
teamed up to try to do the Super Disc.
Okay.
And that was in 1981. And then they ended up having like kind of this fallout. And Sony was like, well, we already did all this work, so here's the PlayStation.
Right on. Okay. All right. Man. Okay. I don't know why I was thinking
All the way
Sega.
back to 81. Oh.
91.
Right on.
Oh, 91. Oh.
Gee, that's the year I was born. Oh, all the way back to 81.
81. Right on.
That's like ancient back
Good on
then.
you, GG. But
in terms of
Mhm.
sorry, Fox, just going back to Naz's question. In terms of Yoshida, it's difficult. Like when you love something and have a passion for it, it's difficult to stay away from something.
100%.
So
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be retired. I think he'll be in gaming in some
Really?
capacity. I don't think he'll go Xbox. I think that comment was probably tongue in cheek from someone on
Low-key.
Twitter.
I Loki too. He said
They're
he's
trying to
going to
stir it up.
Tencent.
Yeah. So I don't know. He'll probably do his own thing.
I
Maybe.
don't see him leaving the gaming scene. I see him leaving the gaming business. Like, I think that he will absolutely be like, let me check this out and give you my opinion. Like, if people ask, I think he's still going to be doing indie stuff. I think some people might be like, hey, can I get a consult with you on this?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you did say that. You think he'll be a consultant.
Yeah, but to me, it's like, you know, I can't imagine not gaming in some capacity. Like, it's just always been too much a part of my life and a part of who I am.
Yeah.
So I couldn't ever just completely walk away, you know? So I can't imagine if I had a hand in creating these consoles and creating these games and creating this business that has blown up. I don't think I could ever just truly walk away from it all. I might walk away from the company, but I don't think I could truly walk away from my passion, because obviously doing 31 years, you've got to have some sort of passion.
Well, it's definitely a hobby and a way to decompress. You know, other people, you know, some people, have, frisbee. You know, what's that one? Ultimate frisbee.
Yeah.
Ultimate frisbee. Some people have tennis, golf, whatever.
I'll tell you,
Ours is-
frisbee golf is something I will never understand. Like, I tried so hard. It was not my calling.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but you know,
Well, yeah. Would you recognize? You asked the question. Let's put it back to you. What do you think?
I don't know. It's either. How old is the dude?
that's
What's
a
that
good
got to do with
question.
anything?
That's
I'm just
well,
kidding.
'cause, I mean-
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I get it. I think he's in his 60s.
Right on. I think he'll ultimately, if he is to consult, I think it will be primarily indie stuff, because it looks like he's passionate about it. It really seems like he's passionate about it. So, but yeah.
Yeah, then I could definitely see him continuing that. I mean, it seems like just from this article, that's what he seems to be the most passionate about, helping indie developers and publishers. So there's plenty of space for you to stake your claim in there, or work with other companies in that consultant role as well. I could see that too.
Okay.
He is 60 years old. He just turned 60 in February.
Right
So
on.
he'll be
I
61.
mean, he's still really
this
young.
February.
Still
Yeah.
pretty young. He can do whatever. Right on. Young man. All right, let's move on. Freaking I was gonna do a Red Dead Redemption. It's like some guy figured out how you keep the main character, Arthur Morgan, how you keep him alive. But it's a weird, janky way to do it. So it's not really a way to do it. So I'm just gonna skip that one. However, they are yes.
What is this?
Not The Last of Us 3. Naughty Dog's next game is
Oh,
under the name
not interested.
Timeless Travel. But they are bringing Troy Baker back in. So that's why people speculated, it's yeah. But it's very short. GG.
This
what's
is.
going
Can we just talk about this for a second?
Yes.
Like, just
We can.
putting Joel right there, talking about The Last of Us 3. Like, really? Really?
You never know, man.
Gravia. That's their Gravia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know. Like,
And now you know, people seen Joel, people like zoned in on that Last of Us 3, you know, because even I was like, where's the not at? You know, not Last of Us 3. Like all I thought was the Last of Us 3, and I was like,
yeah.
you know,
He could have gone into Lazarus's pit, you know. You never know, man.
Wait a minute, are you saying that Last of Us is in the same universe as like
Batman?
Batman?
I don't know.
Last of Us is
Imagine
part of the
that.
DC universe? Oh my god.
What a twist.
you never know. I mean, in the third movie when we see Green Lantern come out of nowhere.
You know what? Because has there been a comic book series where you've taken like DC or Marvel characters and you put them in a situation where they're dealing with a zombie apocalypse?
I'm
I'm
pretty
sure that one exists.
I'm sure that
Yeah.
exists.
Well, not.
I know the What
I thought you were.
If series did
Not
something
necessarily
like that.
zombies, but like we've taken the Justice League and thrown them into like World War II. We've taken the Justice League and
Yeah.
thrown them into this. You know, you got Flashpoint where it's like you got like different
good.
freaking timelines, and you're trying to fix everything and give it back to your original timeline. And it's like that Crisis on Infinite Earths. Like you've now got the multiverse where there's like 700 Supermans and Batman.
I know that's
All
the way
that
that they
stuff.
do that.
Oh,
Yeah,
goodness.
like, you know, you've got all sorts of stuff. Like they've thrown DC into multiple things before.
I mean, Mortal Kombat GG as well.
Yes.
Yeah, they
yes.
share that universe
one.
now too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
NetherRealm did Injustice, and they did fantastic. Do a third one, guys. Do a third one.
Yeah.
Um.
And the last one,
Yeah.
one. This is something Lord Beer showed me once. Batman and Ninja Turtles.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, I have that movie.
Yeah.
Freaking
Crazy. Do you?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
a cartoon movie. It's freaking it. I wish the
Shredder's
turtles were
in it,
stronger.
I think.
And
The
yeah.
Shredder's in that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Shredder's in that.
yeah.
Honestly, I haven't watched that movie. I just watched the fight between Shredder and Batman. I think there's two
that
fights
one's
in there.
pretty good. That one's
They're
pretty good.
they're fun. They're so
Yeah.
much fun to watch.
Yeah. So I think Troy Baker will come back, like on The Last of Us Part 3. Just how The Last of Us Part 2 ended. She's going to probably be thinking a lot about Joel, so they'll probably bring him into fold to go through flashbacks and things like that. Yeah. But apparently he's working on a new game. It's Timeless Travel. So, I'm not sure. LinkedIn profile of one of Night developer states that he is working on a new IP called Timeless Travel. Perhaps the name will be changed later, but for now, this is at least some information because we still haven't been shown the teaser or screenshots. Cool, good stuff. Can't wait to see what
At least
they
he's getting
have.
work. That's good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that they brought him into the Last of Us TV show. Honestly, like that was cool.
Oh, Troy Baker. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was like,
Troy
like
Baker-
everybody from the game pretty much has been in it, the main
Yes.
character. So
Yep.
I loved it. It made me so happy.
Mhm.
Troy Baker does not struggle to find work, believe me.
No, he does.
That
He's
voice.
phenomenal.
Jeez, get out of here.
He's
There's
phenomenal.
also the new Indiana Jones game as well.
That too. He did such a good job, like making it his own, but sounding just like Indy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's nuts. Moving on to Sony set to take on Nintendo with new PlayStation portable, portable PlayStation. So, my thing about this, I think this is one of our main ones, but I think this is such a stupid idea when they have the portal and they can just, make it so, because everything's done over the freaking interwebs now, just make it so it can play native. Why can't you just do that? And that's why I think this is
They're
a
gonna
rumor.
come out with like a Portal 2,
Yeah.
and it'll have like all the capabilities. Like you can play cloud, you can play remote, and then like here you can download these to it, or you can I see that happening.
Yeah.
Fox, when you say you want to just get it to play native, what exactly do you mean? PlayStation, just actually playing the games off of that unit itself without
Exactly.
streaming it?
Yes.
It probably doesn't have the hardware to do that.
You think it would need the hardware?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the reason it works is because the reason it would work for streaming is because the actual processing is happening somewhere else, and the output of that is being streamed to the PlayStation Portal.
Gotcha.
Right.
So what are they just gonna have, like a streaming one, and then one? I would assume the handheld they have or developing would have both of those. So what is the portal? What is that? You know, why make a portal? You would have to think they would had this in the chamber for a while, right?
So Portal's not their handheld?
Apparently not.
It is technically a handheld. But unlike a Steam Deck, for example, the actual processing is happening on the unit itself. All the graphics rendering, the textures, and all that stuff is happening on the Steam Deck itself.
Right.
With the Portal, it's happening elsewhere, and then it's being sent to it, which is why you need to have a strong Wi-Fi connection to be able to stream effectively.
Right.
So that's using web services on the cloud or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
Or internal Wi-Fi if you're streaming from your PlayStation 5.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
So it
There's
sounds like
very little storage on the PlayStation Portal and everything like that. It literally is only like a remote play device. Like that's literally what it was. And I was so excited for it to come out. And I get why people have it and why they use it. For me, it's impractical to spend that money to get it. But like you've got people that have like hacked it and been able to put like a game on there. You know what I mean? And but yeah, like you know, you've got things like the Nintendo Switch where you can play right there. You can go anywhere. You don't need internet, or you can stream from the cloud, or you can do this, or you can do that. So I think they're also trying to think like, hey, maybe, you know, maybe they're trying to see if they can do like some sort of hybrid like that in a handheld and see how that goes. And then maybe after PlayStation 6, they're not going to make traditional consoles. I mean, I don't know. So.
Maybe. Real quick, I'm gonna read the article and then we will discuss this even further. Sony is reportedly set to return to the handheld console market with a new portable PlayStation that plays PS5 games. Throw your Portal away. Bloomberg reports that this is unannounced handheld console is in the works now, although won't be released for some time. It may end up coming to nothing. Sony declined to comment. Sony wants to expand the market for PlayStation games. Bloomberg's source said with a handheld console that plays PS5 games. If the console does make it to market, Sony will be taking on Nintendo's unannounced Switch successor and handheld Xbox, which Microsoft Gaming chief Phil Spencer recently confirmed was in the works but years away. Sony's portable device is likely years away from launch, and the company could still decide against bringing it to market. The people said, asking not to be named, discussing private plans. Yep. True portable PlayStation would be a successor device to the PlayStation Portal, which Sony released in 2023 as a PS5 streaming accessory. Last week, Sony updated the PlayStation Portal to allow PlayStation Plus premium subscribers to utilize cloud technology to stream their games on the go, even if they don't have a PS5. According to Bloomberg, Sony originally intended for the PlayStation Portal to work as a standalone device, similar to Valve's Steam Deck. Okay, Sony.
That didn't work out for them, did it?
I kind of feel like, okay, Sony of course has a history of portable PlayStation consoles. Blah blah blah. We know that. Okay, so knowing
which I had both of them still.
I had the PSP. I don't know where it is now. It's probably at home, like at my mom's house, but.
There's a lot of assumptions here.
In there.
Right.
A lot of assumptions. I mean, if you look, Sony declined to comment. First sentence, Sony is reportedly. There's something else I spotted. Fourth paragraph down, Sony's portable device is likely years away. It just sounds like assumptions.
Yeah.
Nothing's concrete.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I mean, and that's normal in this industry because they're just like, oh well, you know, Xbox might make a portable sometime.
Exactly. Just fishing for drama. Yeah.
Maybe.
And saying, sorry, no, sorry.
Well, sorry. Microsoft also has their "This is an Xbox" and "This is an Xbox" campaign, where you're going to be able to stream to a bunch of devices that are not natively made by Microsoft anyway. How's Sony going to compete with that?
By forcing people to get PlayStation Network.
We'll see how that works out.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it's been working out pretty well. Apparently, Helldivers 2 has been doing okay. Freaking God of War has been doing okay. All the ones that they put on PSN or on PC seem to be doing fine, which I wish wasn't the case, especially since they shoved the PSN down your throat. I wish that wasn't the case, but apparently people are still doing it. Just like you can't stop people from buying the $120 Star Wars Outlaws package. You know what I mean?
Well,
People are
people
still
are
going to
gonna-
buy those.
yeah, people are going to
Unfortunately.
buy it. I mean, you're never going to. There's always going to be somebody that does,
Yeah,
but the vast majority of people aren't.
right. It's apparently is doing. they keep. Also, Loki did say they'll probably still everything they put on PC will require PSN. So I mean, if it wasn't working, they wouldn't do it. If it wasn't making the money. I just wish they were less. Gosh, I wish they were more like Xbox. Here's a game, play it on whatever console you have. You know what I mean? PlayStation.
Can we clip that? Can we clip that comment?
I have a feeling you will later.
They
Right?
are
Yeah.
more consumer friendly. Xbox is.
They're trying.
1
They're
hour
trying.
14, Scotty. If you need to look at the time.
Oh, you absolute legends.
Yeah. I love it.
So a couple questions, right? So if they do come out with a PlayStation, a true quote unquote handheld for PlayStation, the Portal, do you think they were just throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what's stuck? Because it literally like invalidates this thing. You know what I mean? It makes it just why would you come out with this if you were coming out with a true handheld that can play stuff native?
I think they probably had plans for the Portal, and they did want it to be this. Because think about it, like, you can, with the Xbox, you can play on your PC. Like, pretty much any PC anywhere if you feel like it. So I think they were trying to kind of get into that little niche area with the Portal. But I think that people were just like, I don't want to just stream games. I don't want to just remote play games. Like,
Right.
this thing is useless if I get no internet connection.
Yeah.
And so I think they were like, well, we probably do need to do something more like a Portal and like Vita PSP hybrid, so that you can just play these offline, buy these games. I think it'll end up being like a digital console if it's a handheld. But I do think that they realized their shortcomings with Portal, and that they're probably going to revise it if they do another handheld type thing.
Okay.
But I think they'll still kind of use the Portal and try to expand, maybe. Like, does that make sense?
It's so
So
my
do you
thing.
think it's like?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry,
Scotty.
folks. No, you go for it. Go for it.
So okay, so I see a use case for this thing, for the Portal. They're saying this remote play, you can play it anywhere in your house. You have to have a PS5, blah blah blah. Instead of being stuck up here, in the office, I can go anywhere and be with my family. However, if you had a true handheld, that's even more of a use case for me. And it'd be more appealing to a wider range of people. So it makes the Portal not make any sense whatsoever, especially if they're, I would assume that they have been working on this for a while, because it takes years to develop these things, manufacture these things, research and development, all that good stuff. So why come out with the Portal? So this is why I don't think this is real. You know what I mean? Because it would make no sense whatsoever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could see more of a case.
I really wanted the Portal, and then I found it was remote play only, and I was like,
Yeah.
I could see more of a
understandably
case if this standalone portable console didn't require an internet connection, but I don't see that happening.
Right.
It'll be always online, just like the Portal will be. And I don't know. I mean, you're kind of eating your own lunch at that point. You're pissing off existing customers by creating a product that already does what their Portal does, but does a little bit more.
Exactly.
And they have to pay for the privilege. I don't know.
So crazy. Real? Not real? You think they'll actually do this?
I don't know. I think, if I'm honest, I think the author's starting some bullshit. That's. I mean, if you scroll up, because the title stood out to me straight away. If you scroll up, please, Fox. So the title, Sony set to take on Nintendo. Who's starting that? Who? Quote report from where? From where?
Right on,
that's
Scotty. Dang,
That's
Scotty.
the high schoolers. That's the
Going
high
in.
schoolers that are popular.
I mean, like, it's a. I mean, arguably, all right, we're in the industry because we discuss games and stuff X, Y, and Z. But titles and articles like this really grinds my gears.
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous.
I agree. And when I saw this headline, I was just like, they're just trying to start some stuff and get some clicks, you know.
Well, it's worked. We're talking about it.
Oh,
It did.
Exactly.
Gotcha,
But-
gotcha.
I think articles like this are also they're bait. They're fishing. They're
Yeah,
trying
and
to
there's a poll at the end. Do you like what was the poll? So that's engagement, isn't it? So there's a
Yeah.
poll.
Uh,
There
And
you
it's
go.
like, right, okay.
So they're driving traffic to their site. They're getting engagement. They're upping their stuff. But then you got to think about it is they're also fishing. They're baiting Nintendo and PlayStation. Like, hey, what do you guys think? What are you doing next? What's your take on this?
Mhm.
And they're fishing, in my opinion.
Maybe, yeah,
Definitely.
you know.
Sorry,
I mean,
sorry for
it's-
cursing, Fox.
No, you're fine.
Again.
I love that. Hang on, let's stay right there for a second.
Yeah.
Scroll up a little bit. I love this line. Sony wants to expand the market for PlayStation games, Bloomberg sources said. No kidding. The handheld console that plays PS5. So this is just from a Bloomberg
Yeah.
article.
Yeah.
There's nothing substantive here.
Right.
I love
Right.
it because they said so it can play PlayStation 5 games. Well, you've got the Portal. They absolutely will not be releasing anything else during this gen as far as handheld goes.
Right.
So like that
Well-
right there, you can go. Because like, hey, this is gonna play PlayStation 5 games. Like, are you just trying to piss off Portal owners
Right on.
and fish, or what? Because there's no,
Yeah.
they have never done two handhelds in a single generation.
A rage
Yeah.
click is still a click.
It is-
Although Loki makes a good point. They
I
sold a
understand.
PS5 Pro for $700.
Exactly.
It doesn't even do 60 FPS guaranteed on all the games that are going to be on it.
Loki's going ham
You
in
never
the,
know.
in the chat right now.
You,
He's going
you
ham.
never know. Like
Loki boss.
it may seem like a stupid idea to us,
Mhm.
but that doesn't mean they won't do it.
100%. Yeah. One of you guys said this. It's probably their next gen, maybe. Like PlayStation 6 might be the last console that we get, and then the handheld will be the console going forward, and that will do everything. I will feel less pissed about that than them just coming out with the handheld saying, hey guys, remember when you got that Portal? Psych.
Yeah.
Here's a handheld.
Do you think that was a proof of concept release to see what the audience were thinking? And
Man, that is an
gauge the feedback?
expensive one though. It's expensive. It's like
how much was it? Was it $200 or something?
Mhm.
You said, or
Yeah,
Portal, yeah.
$299. I think.
yeah.
yeah, but
It
I
was
mean,
sold well though.
yeah,
didn't it?
but
It
Yes.
sold well, and like you get rave reviews on it. Like you see people praising it all over.
I like the Portal. I like it.
And I think that it would be great. But like I said, I'm home all the time.
Mhm.
Like I don't have a reason to need that. And like
Mhm.
if I did, I do have my iPad and I do have extra controllers. So like
Mhm.
I could legitimately still remote play just as I always have.
Yeah.
It would work better on the Portal from what I hear, and I get that. But for like $200-300, like I just don't have time for that. I'd rather buy a different console or
Yeah.
buy this or buy more games or whatever.
100%. Yeah. It's like $180 more dollars. You could have bought the Slim. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Crazy.
I feel like Nintendo really got it.
Yes.
Like, they finally got it. They got a handheld and they got a console.
hmm
They've got this hybrid going, and I think that's literally the future. Like if you think about it, like even Phil Spencer said, like everybody's going to mobile. These kids want just this access. Well, that's why so many kids have a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Because they can go anywhere. They can put it in the TV. They can go to grandma's house. They can go to their best friend's house. You can link up and just play right there with multiple people. Like
Mhm.
I think that they really got it, and
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah, definitely.
if another console, if another handheld console comes out of PlayStation,
Mhm.
I feel like it, because the only thing against the Switch is it doesn't have the power and it doesn't
Right.
have the graphics.
Yep.
You know, and I
That works in
feel
its favor, though.
yeah,
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 It
because
does.
it has nowhere to go but up, you know?
it does. Yeah.
Streaming that kind of game is, well, it's a lot easier on your network connection.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But
Yeah.
I just feel like if it's a handheld, I think that the only success going forward is going to be like a hybrid,
Mhm.
kind of like Nintendo Switch. You
Right.
know, they can figure something out.
Yeah.
You know, they had freaking PlayStation 1s that you put a CD in and go, and you have your little screen and stuff. Like they already had a portable console. Like, it was just portable DVD player stuff.
That's kind of
I
cool
think-
still.
I think
Yeah.
the style of games that Nintendo's known for publishing
Mhm.
is more appropriate for a mobile console than, say, a Sony is. With a Sony first-person or third-person game, I don't know. I don't think I'd feel the same way playing it on a little tiny screen.
Mhm.
I want to play that on a big screen with big sound.
Yeah.
I do too, but I'm gonna be real honest. You think I didn't buy Injustice on my PS Vita? I sure did,
Yeah, but you're
sure
one
did.
person though.
Mhm.
and I'm not the only one.
Yeah, that's true.
I still
There's
bought,
dozens
I
of
still
us.
bought Mortal Kombat and all sorts of other games because
Yeah.
I traveled a lot. I was
Mhm.
going back and forth to Colorado. I
Mhm.
was going back and
Mhm.
forth to Maryland and Virginia, and
Yep.
so on and so forth. And
Man.
also, like, I really do have FOMO when it comes to video games.
Man, if the PSP, I wondered, like, what the heck? Why didn't it do better?
No,
It
the
should've.
PSP did great. It was
Yeah.
the Vita. They
Oh.
hardly put anything into it. They changed the format so that you needed the game chips instead of the discs.
Right.
The
And-
UMDs, yeah.
Yeah, and then everybody, and then you had developers going like, I don't even want to waste my time making a game. For
Right
that,
on, right on.
Mhm.
Or porting this
Oh.
game to the portable one. Like they,
You know what? I gotta get in touch with my mom. Is my PSP anywhere around there? might have gotten lost in the shuffle with the
I'm
Marine
telling
Corps.
you, we're gonna both get out our PSPs and we'll get them out next time.
You know what?
I
I'm
will-
going on a hunt for that thing now. I'm on the hunt.
Mine's still packed. Like I honestly haven't set up my office yet.
Right on.
I haven't unpacked everything in the office yet, but
Mhm.
I know my PSP and my Vita are both in the closet
Right
in
on.
this office.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And I still
I will say though,
Like-
if there's due to be new handhelds from Sony or Microsoft or Xbox, whoever, it needs to be something different because I think Nintendo have obviously done their thing, but there's
Mhm.
going to be another Switch at some point.
Yeah.
That's going to be different, I imagine, than what they've got out now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Xbox and Sony really need to have that thinking. Okay, what could Nintendo do next? Because I think
Yeah.
that's probably going to be the next revolution.
Evolution.
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 Mhm.
Evolution. I
Yeah.
think revolutionary thing. Is that a word?
Oh yeah, revolutionary. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, my pronunciation is rubbish today.
No, you're
No,
good.
stop
Yeah.
it.
So
It's not
I think
rubbish.
if they bring out something which is like what the Switch is now, they'll be behind because Nintendo's thinking ahead.
Yes.
I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have
Yeah,
to see.
definitely.
We'll have to see what they.
Nintendo said that they're trying to get better and have like more power, better graphics,
Mhm.
but not up the cost too much,
Gotcha.
which I respect.
Yes. Oh
And
yeah.
that's why they've always had my business because it's not outrageous. But they also know what they're doing. They're just like with the Wii U, the Wii games were backwards compatible, and they're saying that the Switch will be those games will be backwards compatible on the Switch too.
Yeah.
If you keep it like that, you're gonna win
Mhm.
because I will buy every iteration and still have the old iterations.
Right on.
But I want to be able to play on the new stuff too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nintendo has a ton of experience with mobile consoles that
Mhm.
Sony and Microsoft doesn't have any,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. They're
you just can't beat that level of experience.
I mean, it's
know.
not even.
They're always going to be playing catch up unless either Sony or Microsoft is able to hit lightning in a bottle and come up with something that nobody else had considered that'll be a complete
Yeah.
game changer. I don't see them ever surpassing Nintendo unless
Oh, no.
unless Nintendo suffers from, I don't know, some bad management and just runs itself into the ground.
Yeah, which is also possible.
Which-
I doubt it. They've been really
I-
good all these years.
Yeah.
hmm
I don't know. I'll still never forget Christmas morning and getting my first Game Boy.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing though. Like, it's so
That's talk about revolutionary, Scotty.
right. So even
Yes,
even
I'm that old. I got the
yeah, from even the
got
Game
that.
Boy, from the Nintendo DS, from all of that stuff,
yeah.
the
Yeah,
Switch
yeah,
is
yeah.
something totally different than any of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Because I
it kills
left-
me. Like, where the
I
heck
left
they
work
get
on
that
my lunch
from?
break.
You know?
Yeah.
I left
It's
work
so
on lunch
nuts.
break and went down to 3DS.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Right.
I was
Do
like,
you remember
"This
the
is
light?
awesome."
Did you have
Yeah.
the light on top of the?
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
so I think I got the DS Lite, or maybe the 3DS was my
Oh,
first
that was
Switch.
funny.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh my gosh, they have Excel trade and stuff. Like,
Right on.
I think the DS,
Mm.
the 3DS XL that I have right now is my like sixth one that I owned.
Okay.
Like I got rid of the other ones, but like I had to get that special edition Mario.
Okay. We're moving on. This is Games Radar acquiring the parent company of Elden Ring and Dark Souls creators FromSoftware outright might be too expensive for Sony, Japanese analysts say.
I mean, you would think so because those are extremely.
It gets a
games.
little complicated. Like, they go into pretty much every facet, but so Sony is reportedly only interested in Kadokawa's anime and video game division. So it's kind of coming from an angle where they want just pieces of Kadokawa, not the entire company.
The book publishing,
Right.
and stuff like that. They don't want that.
Right. So they only want pieces of that, but Kadokawa is kind of like it's all or nothing.
Yeah.
So after online rumors swirled around last week, Kadokawa has since confirmed that Sony is in fact interested in acquiring the Japanese media conglomerate known for its anime and manga publishing, as well as its majority 70% share in FromSoftware, the studio behind Elden Ring and Bloodborne. The deal is far from being set in stone, though. Japanese analysts are now predicting that Sony could pull out of discussions due to Kadokawa's costly price tag. That's according to Japan's Tokyo Kaizai, based on the translations from Automaton, which reports that Sony might stop short of outright buying Kadokawa. While Sony is reportedly more interested in the company's anime and video game divisions, Kadokawa is said to be shopping its wares altogether, including its non-nerdy business ventures. Kadokawa also published, adult books, television magazines, and more, for example, and the entire company is estimated to be worth over 640 billion yen, or 4.2 billion. According to Macquarie Capital Securities in Japan, Sony has, of course, laid down the amount of money in the past. Buying Destiny maker Bungie also costed 3.6 billion, for example. However, as Automaton points out, Sony has recently been dropping mountains of cash elsewhere, namely with reports of 1 billion, and that got me. It was like 1 billion. Oh, never mind. And 1.27 billion dollars buys the classical music rights for Queen, which is insane to me. And Pink Floyd.
That's a different division of Sony, though. That's Sony
Mhm.
Music, not.
Right.
Yeah, because they've got Sony Entertainment, which is like,
Right.
you know, I think the movies, and then they've got
Yeah, right.
the music.
Mhm.
They've got their electronic division. They've got their computer division. They have their gaming division. Like it's crazy. Like they have many layers
Yeah.
of their company. So,
Yeah. So that means a bidding war were to begin between Sony and Kadokawa's other main shareholders, Korea's Kakao, or China's Tencent, then PlayStation maker would likely back out completely. I think Tencent is in more of a, in more than a good position to buy Kadokawa outright. And Kadokawa was wanting to be bought all together or nothing, and I think Tencent would definitely do that. Do you think that eventually Sony will break down and just buy them outright? Because I mean, an opportunity to get a hold of Elden Ring and Bloodborne, that's gotta be something, you know?
I think they're really gonna push for just those two divisions.
Yeah.
I really, really think that they're going to try to stick with their guns on that.
Gotcha.
I think that, yeah, if there's a bidding war, Sony could pull out, but we all know that Sony is like, let me try my best to get this instead. You know, so I mean, under that circumstance, I think then, yeah, maybe they might go ahead and buy them outright. I can see why the company wants to be as a whole, because one, you don't want to like still own part of the company when you're trying to sell the company anyway. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't see Sony offering to go ahead and just buy them all right now. I think they're going to try to whittle them down. What did Luke say?
Oh, he said, yeah, the movie division keeps putting out hits like Madame Web and Craven.
Oh, don't get me started. I couldn't believe it.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I could see Sony. Sorry, go ahead, Gigi.
I was gonna say Sony movies, they don't really think sometimes. I mean, think about that Spider-Man debacle that they had with Disney and Marvel. Like, they're just like, no, instead of letting you have Spider-Man, we'll go make our own movie and make $10,000 instead of $100 billion with you. Like,
I think the Venom movies actually make money, though.
They do, yeah.
Yeah, but
they're not blowing out the seams or anything like that, but they do. They're making money.
Venom is a different type of vibe than Spider-Man.
But so as far as this, do you think if Sony got, this Kadokawa, I know, they're kind of screwing up some of their IPs right now, but if they got Kadokawa, do you think they would have the capacity to just let them keep on making games that people love? Because they've kind of survived FromSoftware. They survived all kinds of controversy, especially the big one where it was like, you're making your games too hard, and a lot of people agreed, but you had a lot of people that were like, screw you, get good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, the old-fashioned way,
Yeah. It's
imagine games back in the day where you die, and you start again.
Yes.
From like the get-go.
Yeah, you start
not
again.
even like the beginning.
No
guys,
checkpoint.
Listen, you guys aren't being fair. You guys are not being fair. FromSoftware games don't take into account people that have situational disabilities who can't pause their game. You guys remember that?
Yes, I do.
That gem earlier, the stupidest thing I'd ever heard.
Well, here's my thing.
I do remember that.
I'll never beat Elden Ring. I know this.
Right.
I mean, maybe I could get that skill, but I know that my temper will not let me get there. Like, at some point, I'm gonna get. I've learned to I have to walk away.
Yeah.
My daughter was like, yeah, no, it's my oldest daughter. She was like, yeah, it's tough, but yeah, it took me X amount of times to beat this one boss in Elden Ring and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, okay, so it doesn't sound too bad, but I would hope that if they bought the studio, that they didn't Sony's usually pretty good about being, I bought you, let you do your thing. So I would hope that they would leave them alone. But I always loved that they were just like, if it's too hard, don't play it.
Right.
Like,
Would they get exclusive?
If it's too hard, get better.
What's that?
Like,
if they bought these the studio, sorry if I misunderstood. Would they gain or have the rights on exclusivity? So obviously, Elden Ring's on Xbox as well, right?
Yeah. They would get that those exclusive rights.
So depends how much. Depends on the audience and the fan base of Elden Ring. From what I know, it's a very popular game. So if they did purchase this and they gain exclusive rights, then I suppose it's a win for them. Or they say to Microsoft or Xbox, all right, we own the rights, you can have it, but we get a cut out of that. So
that'd be the smart way to do it. That'd be the smartest way to do it. It's like I said this, I want to say a few weeks ago, PlayStation needs to get out of the business of trying to put Xbox out of business by making good games and having people buy their consoles. Like, good games don't really sell consoles like that. The environment's changing. Share your games, make more money. That's how they should be doing that, I think. I could be 100% wrong. because Black Myth Wukong sold all kinds of PlayStation 5s in China, so I really looking forward to seeing those numbers too. But they could have like an equivalent to definitely not on the scale, but Black Ops 6, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Getting people to sign up for their subscriptions, but still sharing it and getting a cut from Sony. They could have something like that on their hands if they were to get Kadokawa, but we'll have to see how this all pans out. And with how PlayStation and Sony are, they are arrogant. They're an arrogant company. Just knee jerk, they would make it exclusive. they would do that. You know what I mean? When they should be sharing those games.
And to me, I'm just like, my stance. Like, don't be jerks. If it was on multiple platforms and then you buy the studio, it should still be on multiple platforms.
Yes, but it's in their favor to be more customer friendly. It's in their favor. They make more money that way.
I mean, if you're like, okay, well, it's going to be exclusive and it's an exclusive for 6 months or 12 months. Even that I could understand. That can get people to buy their consoles. But at the same time, at least eventually, people are going to be able to play the game. Like if they can't afford to buy a console.
Yeah. So. I mean, it's going forward. How many people are going to be buying consoles? Especially since we've got a $700 Pro. The PlayStation 6 is going to be probably a lot more than that. If it's anything like $1,200, $1,500, I'm not getting it.
I will absolutely not get it. I will be like, okay, here comes my custom PC.
I mean, at that point, yeah, you better off getting a PC. But okay, I got two questions. Do you think Sony would make Elden Ring exclusive if they bought Kadokawa up? And two, what do you think that PlayStation 6 is going to be priced at? What?
I think they absolutely would make it an exclusive, especially with, they're still mad at Xbox for getting Activision Blizzard. And
of course, so
they had the budget, so
and you've got customers that are mad about things like Hellblade 2 being an exclusive on Xbox and stuff. So I could see them doing it, whether it's out of spite or not, but yeah, I absolutely see them doing it. And then as far as the PlayStation 6, I think they'll probably have a base model that's like $899 or an all digital or something like that.
Right on.
And then I think there's going to be tiers as far as that goes, but I don't think that they're going to try to jump too terribly high, because think about it, the PlayStation 6 is basically just going to be a step up from the Pro,
right?
And the Pro isn't that big of a step up from the PS5.
But that's not how they're going to sell it. They're going to sell it as the most groundbreaking, earth-shattering console you have to have, otherwise you're just a bum.
That's
how they're going to sell it.
We know this,
we forgot about Bloodborne as well. Bloodborne's in that same article.
Bloodborne.
Okay, let's move on to this last one. We're going to end on a good one. This is coming also from Games Radar by Catherine Lewis. Terminally ill Borderlands fan who doesn't know if he will be around for Borderlands 4 has been able to play the game early, and he says it was amazing.
I love that they did that for her.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
A terminally ill Borderlands fan has been able to play what Gearbox has made of Borderlands 4 so far after being flown out for a studio tour. Cool. Which he says was an amazing experience, and it was just awesome. Last month, 37-year-old Caleb McAlpine, took to Reddit sharing that he had been diagnosed with late stage 4 terminal cancer. In August, with potentially 7 to 12 months to live, and chemotherapy couldn't slow its progression in less than 2 years, even if his body responded well to the treatment. I am a diehard Borderlands fan, and I don't know if I will be around for Borderlands 4, he said at the time. Is there anyone that knows how to get in touch with Gearbox to see if there's a way to play the game early? Not long after, Gearbox boss Randy Pitchford confirmed that we're going to do whatever we can to make something happen. And thanks to an update post from McAlpine, we know that it's happened. So Gearbox flew me in friend down for a class, first class to the 20th of this month, and we got to tour the studio and meet an amazing bunch of people from some of the devs of all of the Borderlands games, which is cool, up to Randy, the CEO. That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
that's cool.
Cool, dude. That's awesome.
Hmm.
Look at this. I didn't even go this far into it. That's dope.
Fuck, you got me tearing up on the stream. You're embarrassing.
No, I'm sorry. It's a
This
good
is-
one.
It is, but I also like my sister-in-law.
Mhm.
We lost her within 2 months of her finding out she had cancer,
Crazy.
and like less than a month after she turned 30. Like she died the same month she turned 30.
Oh, jeez.
So like it's cool to see stuff like this, and like, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, my mom died of cancer, you know, so on and so forth. I've lost a lot of people, and so when I
Yeah.
see, I'm sensitive anyway, but seeing beautiful things like this, it's, you know, we found out because the person said something as
Yeah.
well. Like the publishers, the CEO, they weren't just like, hey, we just did this. You know what I mean? It's all been quiet, and that like makes it even more beautiful to me. But like, it's just, I love stuff like that. Like you made these, you've got true fans, and you show that you truly cared about them because they might not get this chance. And I love stuff like that. But it did choke me up. So now I'm gonna look in the corner real quick.
Yeah.
So
Right
I
on.
actually cry on the stream because I will.
Yeah.
This is beautiful. I have a lot of respect for them.
Yeah,
doing that.
100%. And so, you know, social media has been an absolute brain rot for human society. But this is one thing where it does do good. It does do good with things like this. You're able to contact these big companies, and, you know, lo and behold, some of them will listen and, you know, freaking make your dream come true. This is absolutely dope. You know, definitely kudos to Gearbox. Kudos to the Borderlands 4 team for making sure that this gentleman and a friend got down there and was able to get the grand experience of you know, being a super fan of that franchise. You know what I mean? So good on you, Gearbox. Definitely gonna
experience that. Like,
yeah.
he will never forget. And the thing is, as well, is what I'm sure he realizes now is he's given Borderland fans knowledge that there is another Borderlands.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? So I think that's the beauty of it as well. Do you know what I mean? So no, it's really good. I enjoy seeing stuff like this.
Yes.
I was a bit quiet, a bit like GG, bit, you know, take it back a little bit.
Right.
So yeah, this is great to see. Really great to see.
And I love that they did it with a friend. That friend that's gonna be devastated when he loses.
Yes.
This gentleman is always gonna have that moment.
Yep.
And
Right
that
on.
memory, and like
Yeah.
it's just good job.
Yeah.
Gearbox. Y'all, I will buy Borderlands 4 when it comes out just because of this.
It's
And
working.
thanks for
The good
making me cry on
PR.
the stream.
Right on. I'm not saying that they don't mean it, but at the same time, it's like, you know, good
It's
PR.
good
Do
PR,
something.
But for me, I love the fact that
I always
they
take
didn't
that
go
angle.
out.
I don't know why. Nos is rubbing off on me.
They're always going.
I've been sitting over here being quiet because
They're
I'm like,
always going to utilize the opportunities that give them a chance to boost their sales, their stocks, their
And Nos, that's not a bad thing.
See, they
Not a bad
will,
thing.
but the fact is that they didn't do anything yet. They let this gentleman do that. They didn't go out and be like, oh well, we just found out about this, don't worry, we'll make it happen. And that's a press release, and then there's a press release, we're flying them out tomorrow. You know what I mean? They
Right.
didn't do all that.
100%.
You know, I've seen stuff like that happen.
Yep.
I've seen stuff like that happen, and that's why I'm like, yes, Nas is the cynical one, but to me, I'm just like, you know, had they been like, oh, we'll make this happen, we'll get this fan out here somehow, and done all these like things about it before this gentleman did, then I would have been like,
Yeah, it's a
y'all
little
suck.
slimy. Yeah.
You're using this poor guy's disease
Tragedy.
situation and his upcoming departure from this world to get something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Capitalize on it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and so they didn't approach it that way. So I have a lot of respect for them.
Right on.
So,
All right,
what is
Nas.
your thought, Nos?
Yes.
What? My
Yeah.
thoughts.
Waiting with
Yeah.
bated breath.
I mean,
I want to hear the cynical part. Devil on my shoulder.
oh, nothing.
Oh.
It's not. It doesn't move the needle on whether or not I'm going to play Borderlands 4 or anything
right
that
on.
Gearbox makes.
I was gonna
I didn't
say,
say I
who
was gonna
got to you,
play it.
Nas?
I said I
And
would-
then he just.
I said I would buy it.
Who got to you?
I
Nas?
like seeing. Listen, whether it's disingenuous or not, I do like seeing examples of good customer service, and I do think they should be held up, especially
Mhm.
in 2024, where it seems like a lot of studios and devs want to attack fans rather than support them. So I like seeing stuff like this.
Mhm.
Shadow.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to just kind of like swallow that cynicism that I wear on my sleeve, but it
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. Right on.
Shadow stuff.
So quick question for you guys.
Trying to
I'm not
break
gonna
it.
go dark with this, but if you could visit any studio, who would it
Oh,
be?
I already know.
Sorry, what was the question?
If you could visit any studio and they, flew you out first class, give you a tour of the studio, and let you have early access to a game that they were coming out with, what studio would that be?
Epic Games
Nice.
Okay.
for Gears of War, but it's not Epic Games anymore. It's the Coalition. So basically, whoever's making Gears of War, bring me in.
There you go.
That is
It'll
fair.
be there. They'll be first on my list.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
they'll be first on my
Xbox
list.
to the bone, Scotty.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We know that when I'm given too many choices, I'm just like, oh, I want it all.
Right on.
I can't decide where to go to dinner.
Yeah.
Y'all stop. I don't know what studio I would go to, because I want to go to Gorilla, and I want to go see. I want to go to see a lot of the Nintendo stuff, like going to Japan and getting all this Nintendo
I love that.
stuff would be the best. But
It's like
Man.
go to Gorilla and let's play the refurbished, Horizon Zero Dawn game.
I mean,
Let
come
me
on, I
get
can
early
go to
access to that
Amsterdam
one.
and hang out with some devs. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Japan.
Yeah.
Take me to Japan. Take me to some Nintendo stuff. Let's go.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, there's.
What about
I would want to
Capcom?
visit. I would want to visit Capcom.
Oh, that's
I
a
would
good one.
I would
That's a
want to
good one.
visit.
Bandai.
Yes, I would want to visit.
Ooh. Yeah.
Activision, Blizzard, and all that other. There's just too many studios that I'd be like,
Yeah.
ah.
Bandai for a different reason for me, but Nas for you.
Second
why-
like that,
don't
right?
make
Why
it
are
look
you
Dragon Ball
putting me
Z.
on the spot like this?
Yeah, all
Oh,
the
this-
figures. The figures.
It's not an easy
Yeah,
question
yeah,
for me
yeah.
for me to answer, but
Mhm.
if I had to say one studio that I'd want to just go and hang out with and just see how they work, it'd be Hello Games. The
Okay.
guys who make No Man's Sky.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
totally
yeah.
fair. Talk about an underdog
Yeah.
story. Well, I mean,
Mm.
Well, I mean, it didn't start out as an underdog story. It started out as over-promising, under-delivering, and then they forced the issue and made it an underdog story. It's really kind of fascinating.
yes,
But yeah, I'd like to just go and hang out with those guys for a little bit.
that's amazing.
I'd have
Awesome.
tons and tons of questions. Like, what are you guys made of?
Mhm.
Because it seems like in this day and age, if you criticize something, people go protected and they start attacking you,
Yeah,
saying your criticism's unfair, you're toxic, blah 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 blah. But you guys held the fort.
Yeah.
You buckled down. You did your work, and you made your game better.
yeah,
And you did it all for free.
For
You did
free.
it all without charging people any more for that. Like, I want to know what makes these guys tick.
yeah. That is
I can
100%
respect
fair.
that.
Yeah,
I don't
Yep.
know. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd be like, no, Capcom, Square Enix, Naughty Dog. I would just, my hyperactive mind would just do, and then I'd just be in a corner, laying in a fetal position, going, somebody choose for me. I could.
Just
I
put it
can't
on
tell
all
you.
on a wheel.
yeah.
Yeah, I get no. Fox will have to do it, and you guys just tell me where I'm going.
We'll take a vote out of all the four of us. We'll take a vote. Yeah. And
Y'all
then
tell me where I'm going. You know the games I love. You, know
You do not want to
the
leave that
games
decision in our hands.
I don't want to leave it in your hands.
I'll try. I'll try to make it a good one.
Go on, Fox. You're up.
It would be Konami, but they're not the mastermind, so I'd be following Hideo
Go after our
around.
boy.
Kojima. I'd follow him around and see how he ticks. I really.
Kojima's got his own studio now, doesn't he?
He
Like
does.
he's working with PlayStation. They're kind of like, you do your thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm such a huge fan of the Metal Gear Solid series, even in Metal Gear series in general. But even though I haven't played all of the games, because there are some that are like
There's so many spin-offs.
Exactly. I love that world, the espionage, the weird psychological stuff. He integrates a lot of the otherworldly stuff so well. He integrates it in so well. I'm blown away by the series in general.
I know what you mean. It's like I just want to sit there with one of the like big, I wouldn't say big, but the most creative designers and development team, and just start from scratch. Like, show me how you made this game from scratch. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Because that takes a brilliant mind. Like, not just Metal Gear Solid, not just the Golden Eyes of the world, the Zeldas, all these games. Like, how do you create these great games?
Yeah.
Like, what's your thought process? Because it's very fascinating.
Yeah.
Even like with music, how do you think of that song?
Yeah.
How do you think of that?
Yeah.
Like, it's mad.
Yeah, because you got to think about it. Like, I guess the only real example I can really show is like, for me, like it always pops in my mind, Nintendo, because you see them and Sega with Sonic, and you see all these rough sketches that they did and like all these things that they came out with. But you're just like, not only did you come up with this game, you had to come up with the mechanics of this game. You had to come up with a point. You had to come up with puzzles, challenges, whatever. You had to come up with character development. You had to figure out the world. You had to figure out the story. Like, what is the point? What is the background? Like, it just, you look at Metal Gear or Death Stranding or any of that, and you're just like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, you also had, yes, you've got a team that's helping you.
Yeah.
But basically, you're like, hey, this is my vision. This is what I want. How do you come up with something so massive?
Yeah.
And like, it's just.
I like a lot of those Metroidvanias, like the developers of Ori, the Ori series. I'd like to meet with that guy to see.
Oh, he's very active on Twitter, Thomas Mahler.
Yeah. I got it. I was gonna say I gotta talk to him, but I'd really like to have him on and pick his brain about that. Because, and like along what you were saying, Gigi, like the concepts that they had for Sonic, for example, like what made them go with that one and not this other one? You know what I mean? And to be honest, when I see a lot of these concepts, like Gargoyles, I was looking through, watching a documentary on that, and I would not have picked a different design with the one that they ended up going with. I love the designs. All of them were absolutely gorgeous and flawless.
They're on point for me.
But I couldn't imagine Goliath or Broadway or any of those guys being any different,
But you'll see like these early sketches and they're like, this is how we were going to go. And you're just like, no, I'm glad you didn't do that. You know what I mean? Like,
the early ones are easy, to say, I don't know about that one. But
it's really cool.
It's probably an iterative process, though, where you start out with something like broad and you just kind of you pare it down a little bit, and each iteration gets a little bit closer to where your finished design is. Well, probably it, or something related to that.
It's just there's so much going on, and then you've got to get to the point where you've got all of this now. Now let's go make it.
Yes.
And then let's go record it. Let's go test these people. Let's go get these character models. And you're just so much goes into video games. Like, I would love, like, you would have to give me like a 6-month stay.
Yeah.
Like, just give me a cot in one of the boardrooms and let me just watch this in fascination.
Yes.
And like tell me these stories like you're my grandpa and we're sitting by the fire.
Some do, and that's why I really like social media, because you can get that kind of stuff out of these devs, and it's really great sometimes. But
it is great.
My gosh. So I guess, what are we playing right now? We'll end it here.
I'm playing the real life game of life.
That's a board game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Life.
And they have on video too, and Monopoly. I play those on PlayStation. No, I'm playing the real life version of the game of life, and moving into a house and unpacking and setting up and all that. So I'm so missing my PlayStation. If anybody's seen me online on my PlayStation, it's because my kid keeps hopping on my PlayStation.
Nice.
I thought you were going to ask, like, if anybody's seen my PlayStation.
Oh no! I know where OG Precious is, and I know where New Precious is.
You named them.
Yeah, they're Precious. They are the PlayStation Slim is sitting right in front of me.
Very cool. Oh yes, that's right. I forgot you got that.
Yeah, and the original PlayStation is in my room on the shelf in my closet because I haven't set up my TV or anything first. Hang on one second.
Gotcha.
Go away until I am done. I have told you. No, go.
Laying down the law. Boom. Quick note though, I will. So Alana Pierce is the one, the situational deal with the hard games. In her defense, you know, those are, you know, issues, but they're not insurmountable issues. These aren't, you know, mental issues that you can't overcome. You know what I mean? These are just knick-knacky, patty-wacky problems that, you know, shouldn't concern FromSoftware. You know what I mean? Get good, but I understand where she's coming from. I get what you're saying, but in the grand scheme of things, FromSoftware should make games they want to make. You know, even if they're, you know, really, really hard and that turns other people off, that's fine. You know, the market will decide that. So
what upset me about that though was just that it cheapens the word disability to me.
Yes, 100%. Yes, yeah, it does.
It turns out to a lot of other people as well.
Yeah, 100%. Yes, there are real mental, like, crippling issues that people have to go through. You not being able to, you know, pass Elden Ring isn't one of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because it's too hard, you know, that's not one of them. So yeah, I totally get where you're coming from with that. But yeah, I truly do believe that she is a good person. It's just, when you goodness, everyone's trying to find a cause these days.
Yeah.
You know, it feels like, and a subset of a subset of a subset of an issue. You know what I mean? That's what I feel like that's coming from. But yeah.
For me, if I can't play Elden Ring, like, I'm a backseat game it.
Yeah.
I'm still able to enjoy a game that I can't play because I know I don't have those skills,
100%,
or the patience, or the whatever. You know, whatever's going on. I can call my nephew up and be like, hey, come over here and play Elden Ring for me real quick. He's got some sort of magical power where he can just beat everything and anything. The cats are breaking in now. That's awesome. But yeah, like, it's this weird thing. Like, he'll have a friend come over and be like, I've been trying for like 4 months to beat this one boss. And he'll be like, oh, okay, let me try. Never played the game before, and suddenly, boom, okay, done. He's got that magical power. So
right on.
I would just be like, hey, I need you to play this for me, and just sit there and watch.
Yeah. All right, Scotty, what are you playing? Are you still playing Judgment?
Yeah, I started playing it again today.
Awesome.
Getting there. Yeah,
Okay.
I think there's like 13 chapters. I'm only on like the 5th, so it's quite a bit to go.
That's
But
perfect.
I am tempted to install another game. There's some Black Friday deals and stuff. So I've seen like, I've got the Dishonored as well, which is over there. I might install that. So there might be another game, but this is why games get left in the backlog, you see, because you see another game, you're like, oh, I'm gonna get that one, I'm gonna play that one, and then you forget about it. So
Yeah.
we'll go with Judgment. If not,
What game are you thinking?
Black Myth Wukong. That's really tempting me at the minute.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's one of those. Maybe I'll stick to Judgment, try complete it, because there's a second one after Judgment.
Right
I think
on.
it's Judgment Day, I think. So.
I've been wanting Silent Hill 2, but
Terminator 2.
I haven't been able to buy it.
Right on.
So many games.
All right, Nas, what are you playing, sir? Good sir.
Oh, sorry, I was coughing. Well, I've been kind of sick for a little while, so
Yeah.
I was playing a comfort game. I was playing Yakuza 0.
Comfort game.
It's a comfort. I love that
The
game.
samurai
right
game
on.
that you were playing on Wednesday, what was that? Because that was awesome.
Spirit of Samurai. It's stop motion 2D Metroidvania game. Actually, Loki was on the stream as well.
Is that the weird one with the crazy looking monsters in it?
Yes.
Shoot, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Yes.
watch you play that because
I was watching.
I want to see
like,
where the
oh my
story
gosh.
goes. Yeah.
Well, you're not going to get much story out of it, and that's one of the
Gotcha.
criticism I have about the demo is that it's really short.
Gotcha.
It does enough to introduce you to the combat, the mechanics, movement mechanics, and things like that.
Yeah.
But not really any of the characters or what the connection overall is to the story, which I was a little disappointed by. I don't understand a lot about the motivations of anything, really. It's really weird to say. It just felt like it was a little too short of a demo.
Gotcha.
And there wasn't a boss fight at the end, which I was really surprised by.
Yeah. Usually they give you that. Let you see how
It was all right. I mean, people that don't like stop motion animation aren't going to like that game.
Oh gosh, I love stop motion.
For sure.
I don't know how I feel
one of
about
those-
it being in a game mechanic, or in a game. I don't know how I feel about that, but I love stop motion. I think it's one of the most beautiful.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, Nas, go ahead. Sorry.
It's difficult to try and make it look smooth, so at times it does feel a little bit janky, and I think that's just the nature of the animation style, right?
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, I found myself starting to get into it, and the next thing I know, the demo didn't end; it just kind of stopped. I think there's a difference, right?
Yeah, it's like
You know, like
you've
sometimes
reached the
there's-
end of the demo, and it's just
Yeah.
cut you
There's
off.
like a logical endpoint where you feel like, okay, now I understand why the demo is going to stop here. Okay, that makes sense. But this one was just like, you go down a ladder, following a character that you have no idea what you've got any sort of connection to,
Yeah.
and then without any warning, it just starts replaying the trailer. Like, oh, that's a choice.
Right on. Okay. Are you
But,
interested to go further with the game, or was the demo just kind of turn you off to it?
It didn't turn me off to it. It didn't make me any more excited. After playing the demo, my interest level remained the same.
Okay. Yeesh. All right then. All
Yeah.
right. All right. Well,
What about you, Fox? What you got on?
ooh.
What you try to run away from us? What you playing?
So I'm actually gonna get back on the Black Myth Wukong today. I'm not streaming it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna play. I'm done, and so I can get my skills back up going, and then get done with the game. It not like in a way it was like I'm ready to be done with this. I'm ready to experience it. I'm only on, I want to say book 2 or book 3. So, and I want to say there are 5. So I'm halfway through it, so I'm just wanting to get back into it and play the game and enjoy it, as a civilian and not a content creator, you know what I mean? Get back to enjoying games.
I'm like that myself.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I tend to enjoy games,
Mhm.
not streaming, because it's just less pressure. You can just play the game. It's
Yeah,
like, oh, you know what?
Yeah, yeah.
Fine.
And don't get me
T-shirt
wrong.
boxes on. No shit's given.
You can do that on stream too, but I'm just saying,
Yeah, I do
like,
that.
don't get me wrong. I love streaming video games. I love it, but
Yeah.
I don't have the time. So I need to let go of that, just separate myself from that part, and be able to just play games and not have to worry about, oh, am I making content, or oh, am I appeasing the algorithm or something like that. You know what I mean? But yeah. But anyway, well, you guys, I think that's as good as a place as any to go ahead.
Oh, GG.
Oh, GG, you're muted.
Are you muted?
I don't know.
Yes, there you
Now
go.
you're
We
Yeah, I
can
guess
hear
I
you.
was. Shadow says 5 years and that he does not work for you. And everybody to have a great weekend.
Right on. Oops,
Yeah.
I'm back. Spirit of Samurai. Yeah, that was a jank. That's come from Loki.
Yeah,
Oh.
Loki didn't care for it.
And look, he's probably gonna flame me. He's gonna flame me for the, which is fine. Whatever. Loki, come on, dude. You gotta come onto the live stream. You gotta, man. Too many good takes.
We want to hear your stuff. I love
Yeah.
seeing your commentary.
Oh, I
Yeah.
think he missed when you were talking about that, Fox. So Loki, just rewind.
That's probably for the best.
All right, so you said DM him on Twitter. Cool.
Right. Oh,
Nice.
sweet. All right. Hell yeah. All right. Well,
All right.
hopefully, we'll have Loki on here next, and we'll go from there. That'll be an absolute pleasure. Right on.
That would.
All right, guys.
Right on.
We'll cut this out and then we'll see you on the other side. Wow. I don't know what's going on.
We had a great stream. Thank you
Yes.
guys for showing
Cheers,
us.
guys.
Oh, yeah.
Have a good
Thanks to
one.
everybody in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Thanks to everybody that's about to watch the replay.
Yes. Everybody.
Everybody have a
You know what? I seem to always cut somebody off. My gosh. But first and foremost, freaking stellar conversation. Just great all around. Everybody did a fantastic job. My gosh, super impressed. And if you want to, get onto their sites or see them outside of the live stream, their links will be in the description. So sorry. And while you're down there, you can look at our Rolodex and stuff. Like, share, subscribe, appease the algorithm. We would appreciate it. And to those who were commenting, we really appreciate it. And the ones who are kind of sitting back in the cut and watching, we appreciate you too. There would be no reason to get up at 6:30 in the morning to do this on a Saturday. So we do appreciate it. We'll be back next time, hopefully a little bit earlier next Saturday. But until then, keep it casual. Peace.